Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Jules, here for WhatCulture.com, joined by the lovely and ever-blossoming flower that is Rachel Shackleton. Rachel.
What an intro!
Listen, some people I give absolute crap to, like Josh or Rich or Ewan or Cleary. Or
that ginger one.
Yeah, ginger one. Actually, quite a lot of people, but for you, not so much, because you and I, we share something in common, and that is a deep love for the Dark Souls, Blood Souls, and now Sekiro Souls-esque series. Because we were lucky enough to go to the Metro Centre here in Newcastle, where we are based, and we got to play a little hands-on demo of Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. And what we're going to do now is give our first impressions of what the game is like, and also a few possible little tips towards the end. So, take it away, Rach. How did you find this game?
Well, the game is called Shadows Die Twice, but Rach certainly died more than twice. No, it's really, really good. My first impressions are, it's FromSoftware. It's very like Dark Souls and Bloodborne. More so, I would say, towards Bloodborne.
Yeah, very
with,
much
of course, the extremely Eastern setting. So it's reminiscent of Neo, obviously, but with a very different sort of combat style. Really, really liked it.
I found that, as a huge fan of the Tenchu series from back in the day, I found that the freedom of mobility that you get in this game actually is quite reminiscent of that. You're able to zip from rooftop to rooftop using a rather, as you said, Spider-Man-esque sort of grappling hook.
That is a handy little prosthetic arm you've got, yeah, definitely.
It's utterly amazing. The amount of times, I died tons as well, but getting out of a sticky situation by just going, okay, what's around? Oh, there's a ledge or a tree up there, let's get out of here, was so useful. I think it gives you a lot more options to play with immediately than perhaps Dark Souls or Bloodborne does.
Well, we have to remember, I guess, what we played was not necessarily the start of the game. We just played a little segment, which I hope is in the middle of the game, because my god, that boss was difficult. Talk about throwing you in the deep end.
We will get to the corrupted monk in a bit, because he was something else, wasn't he?
Yeah. So we had a few prosthetics that we could sort of try out. I guess that's sort of in place of, I didn't see any indication that we'd be able to change our weapon.
No.
So you've got your katana, which is brilliant. And then you've got your prosthetics.
They have said that the main focus of the game is going to be that you don't change your weapon. Like, you get your sword from start to finish, but it is the interchangeable arms. And we got to play around with 3 of them, which was a shuriken firing one. We got an axe handle one, which was so like the Bloodborne, what they called trick weapons, because it was the folded over cleaver look.
I liked that.
Which is really cool. And you can use that to break shields down and stagger enemies quicker. And then the last one was my personal favourite, mainly because I burned out of it very quickly, and burned out is the correct term.
Oh my god, the puns!
It was a hand that basically shoots a wall of flame, and if you attack immediately after it coats your sword in a beautiful, rendered bit of flame that does extra burn damage. In fact, here's a little tip number 1 for you. I guess might be a tip counter over here.
Bing.
Each one of the prosthetics, once you fire it, if you attack immediately after, apparently, according to the devs, you will do a special action or buff to it. So that's actually quite good to know starting out.
A lot about this game is all about the timing. So like you're saying, if you attack at the right time, you do bonus damage. If you block at the right time, you don't take damage from the block, and you do damage to your opponent's stamina. I forgot what the actual word for it was.
It was like a poise meter, wasn't it?
Poise meter,
and it was very strange, because in games like Dark Souls and Bloodborne, you have that health meter and you are whistling that down, whereas in this one you're effectively building something up. It's the same thing in principle, but once you break their poise or their guard, you go to an immediate kill counter, which is you can tell you can do it because there's a red circle over the body of the enemy that you're trying to kill. And there was, even in this small demo setting, there was a large variety of enemies.
Oh yeah.
We got to see regular grunt soldiers with long swords and short swords and shields.
Yep.
Then we also got to see musketeers and arrowmen that could poison you.
There was an archer, yeah.
And then we had the general with an amazing mustachioed face mask, who absolutely made me crap my pants, because the guy who was behind me said, don't worry about him, he's slow, but he does have a few tricks. And as soon as he said that, he dashed forward and nearly killed me in 1 hit. I was like,
he
whoa.
absolutely wrecked me. Yeah, it was a very good introduction, wasn't it? It was so. It's a bit different. Saying it's a bit different is putting it lightly. So you have this 1 health bar. Jules finally got him down, took him down, stabbed him in the face, and the guy goes, Okay, now for phase 2. He has to do it again. It's really, really good. I really like the difference.
There's little diamonds that are over certain health bars of characters in the game, and that shows how many stages you've got to whittle them down through, which I think is a really nice touch, because when you're playing games like Dark Souls, you have that one continuous health bar for a boss, and it gets chipped down, and at certain points you'll know that there's a trigger station where new moves will be added in, things like that. I like this knowing that there was a plateau where as soon as I took down that first diamond of health, I was thinking to myself, oh, there's going to be an extra move going to be added in, and lo and behold, there it was. I think that it's a kind of nice simplification of a quite difficult rule, in that it tells players, be ready for some change. But at the same time, it's exciting to say, oh, what's that change going to be?
Yeah, it's very much like, I think it's very much rewarding patience as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're just like, oh, come on, he's almost at the end, but you just know everything is so aggressive, and you need to be right on time with your blocks and stuff. It's crazy.
Like, we have very different play styles, because you were focusing more towards learning how to get the blocking down.
I really, really wanted to be the parry queen. I just couldn't get it.
But to be honest, like, you actually have the right idea, because when you're parrying, it actually fills up their guard break meter as well, because they're basically knackering themselves. So you basically are getting out of it, no damage, and also effectively getting staggering on them. I, on the other hand, was playing it like it was Dark Souls, or no, I was actually like Bloodborne.
You were playing Bloodborne.
Literally, so because you've got your dodge move, which is a little feint to the left or right, but I was just using that to time myself around, because I'm so ingrained in dodging rather than blocking at all.
Yeah, it's a very different sort of style to Bloodborne. It's like, it's the same, but it's different. I'm going to keep using the word different, sorry.
It's a fair statement, though.
But I would say anyone who has played Dark Souls and not Bloodborne and is going to this from Dark Souls, you're going to have an interesting time.
The speed increase is insane.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be, in my opinion, I was constantly attacking. I was just like, I'm not going to let the opponent have a chance to get me back. I'm going for this. And 9 times out of 10 it won. But I tell you what, when I got my ass handed to me, I was like, wow, okay, the enemies dish out health damage like nobody believes. But luckily, you do have a second life, which is basically when you drop to the floor and you die, you get resurrected.
Shadows die twice. Why didn't I realize? Of course, yeah, you kind of have a second sort of... You come back with like half health, so it's not that useful, but it is kind of like a nice... Oh, I forgot I was going to get another chance kind of thing. Yeah, it's very good.
What's also quite interesting to note is that when you're on the floor and the screen comes up saying you died, do you want to resurrect or die? You can the game is still playing in the background.
Yes.
You can actually wait for the enemies to walk off and reset, and then you get back up and you go, right, I'm not done with you now. Basically, like the Black Knight from Monty Python, like, 'tis but a flesh wound. It's
come at me.
I had such a good time playing with this, and it looks beautiful. We were playing on PS4 Pros, weren't we?
We were on Pros, yeah. It's absolutely gorgeous. It looks like Dark Souls 3. It's as beautiful. But yeah, oh my god, I felt like I was in Japan. It was wonderful.
The giant snake.
Oh god, yes, can we talk about that?
I don't know if it accounts as a spoiler, because again, we don't know where this takes place in the game, but you're just basically like minding your own business. You've activated a little bonfire, which their version is called Sculptor's Shrine, Idols.
Rituals Idol.
Yeah, that's it.
It's a bonfire.
And you basically just like go, oh, you need to go down there now, down this little cavern. And the guy behind me who was like walking us through just goes, oh yeah, you might want to just pause for a bit here. And I was like, why? And out of nowhere, a giant albino snake.
Very, very long boy.
Huge. Yeah. Like, easily about as big as the ancient wyvern from Dark Souls 3. Like, bigger potentially. And yeah, you had to avoid that for a next section, which was just intensely
It was a very good demo. There was a bit of everything. Yeah, there's even a jump scare. That was fun.
Oh, yeah.
Rachel shrieking down the store. Yeah.
If you were in the Newcastle Gateshead Metro games and you heard Rachel scream, it was loud and piercing. But but that just shows that there's
really good.
It's a game of you know that phrase where they say it's somebody is a jack of all trades, and they usually follow it up with a master of none.
It is a master of all.
But if you go further into that quotation, it actually says it is better to be that than a master of or not have any skills in anything. So I would say that Sekiro is basically casting its net wide, and luckily it seems to be, at least from this tech demo that we've seen, is absolutely reaping the rewards.
Oh, it's there. Yeah, it's there. This game is going to be incredible, and I'm going to be so bad at it and love it.
Should we close this out by talking about the corrupted monk?
Take it away.
Well, you only get this t-shirt if you beat him. Let's put it that way. That's not to rub it in. I had more time fighting him.
Yeah. It took me a little longer to get past the general because...
Well, mainly because you were having fun with the giant ogre that was just there playing kicky with you, because he has a big wind-up mimic-style kick, and you were just pissing around with him.
I figured out how to cheese him. I always look for cheese in these kind of games. And I did get him stuck in a door, and I was trying to actually jump on his head. I just wanted a piggyback, okay?
You can use the hook, can't you, to like grab up on
You can use the hook to jump on his head. It's really cool. There's lots of little ways of making each encounter unique, and I love that. We didn't even talk about stealth. There's an element of stealth as well, which is really cool. But I know you really want to rub it in about the boss, so go on.
I'm not going to rub it in. It's just, it was a fantastic boss fight because after beating him, and it took me about maybe like close to 20 tries to get it down.
Yeah.
The guy behind me again said, "Oh, I've not seen anyone use that technique before," and that was an interesting one because I played it much like I said before, like Bloodborne, where I hugged close, I was waiting for the moments to strike, and I was only using the dodge. And when he morphs into the ground and 3 shadow versions of himself come out and attack you, I was just running. I didn't know how to deal with that, but I got through basically just on instinct, and basically what he said, frame perfect timing. That's what he said. That's what he said.
You just got good.
I did, but I learned from it. I learned because I felt that it was again that beautiful learning experience that only Dark Souls-esque games gives, in which you go, it's about pattern memorization. It's about reading your surroundings. It's about making sure you've got an inventory that benefits you at the right time. And I beat him, and I felt so rewarded.
Yeah, you did.
Like I had not felt this sort of backslapping since maybe, I don't know, beating the Nameless King. That is not on the same level of difficulty. I'm not saying that, but it's that feeling of like, oh, this is good.
It is much of the same. It is very difficult, but it is fair.
Yeah.
It's hard to describe. It's like I know how to beat him, I just can't do it.
Very fluid fighting, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, it's very good, yeah.
And after we beat him, then the guy decided to show us a secret little trick.
This is interesting.
We won't tell you exactly how, but there is a way to defeat the corrupted monk that takes it from a 15-minute battle down to a 2-minute battle, and it's all about using your surroundings to your best. I'll just say that.
Oh, he's going to give it away.
No. It's using your surroundings, and that is all I'll say.
Sort of reminiscent of what we kind of had with Lords of the Fallen. I feel like that was, if anything, probably the best part of that game. There's always a trick.
Yes.
And I would love that if that continued with every other boss. Obviously, we don't know. It might have just been a demo thing. It might have been a bug.
Yeah.
Didn't look like a bug, did it?
No, not at all. Not at all. Because he pulled it off very consistently and very confidently.
Definitely experiment, try out a few different things. You work that grapple hook and see what you can find out.
Honestly, though, it's already stamped itself on my heart as being a game that it's not even a question of if I'm going to get it. I am going to get it. We are both huge.
Will we stay up till midnight? That's the question.
Well, hopefully the review copy comes a bit earlier, and then we can basically play it together and then get our review out for you lovely people as well. Because if this is anything to go by, this will be a 4.5, 5-star review. And you know, this boy don't give out 5-star reviews for anything.
I do.
We'll balance each other out in that sense.
So yeah, when you're looking forward to the review, think of us. Come and see us, and we'll tell you what we thought of it in a month's time.
Yes, because it comes out on the 22nd of March. So yeah, let us know down in the comments section below if you think you're going to be picking this up, and if you are excited. I'm sure you'll have seen some lovely footage that Rachel will have edited in behind us of what you might be expecting. But seriously, it was a pleasure. Thank you very much. A big shout out to Game at the Metro Centre for letting us come and play this hands-on, and for the free t-shirt. You got a poster though. I
did get a poster.
So there we go. As always, I've been Jules.
And I have been Rachel. Thank you for watching.
You can follow me at RetroJ with a 0 over on Twitter, and
don't rage quit.
And we'll speak to you soon.
I almost did.
You almost did. We'll speak to you soon. Bye guys.
Bye guys.